Hi everyone, and welcome to this Fan Art Friday video. In this video I'm going to be showing you my drawing of the Colossal Titan from Attack on Titan. Thank you so much to those of you who suggested this drawing. As always, if you have any drawing suggestions then feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to look through your comments and I'll pick a suggestion for next week's video. I recently started watching Attack on Titan, so it was really nice to see that some people were suggesting some of the characters in the comments. It's the first anime that I've watched and I definitely plan to start watching some more. So if you have any suggestions of anime that I should be watching, then feel free to leave your recommendations in the comments below. I actually really look forward to seeing what you say because I don't really have any idea at the moment, so I'd like to have some sort of guidance. Attack on Titan has such an incredibly interesting story, and the characters are all so different in their personalities, and that's what I've really come to love. So I'd really like to try and work on some more fan art, maybe some of the characters like Eren or Mikasa or Armin. It would actually be really cool and I'd enjoy working on some more fan art. This drawing took about 3 hours to complete, and I started off the outlines with a Pentel pocket brush pen, and I filled in some of the finer lines with some Pigma Micron pens just for the finer details. And then after that, for the colouring, I used Copic Markers. For the grey areas of the drawing I used the cool grey Copic Markers. I started with the light shades to figure out where the shading was going, and then once I was confident with that I started adding the darker shades to add some extra depth to the drawing. And then once the grey areas were complete I started adding the red areas with cadmium red, a cardinal and a powder pink Copic marker. The red areas of the Colossal Titan are pretty much exposed muscle, so I kind of followed my hair tutorial methods in the fact that I had to leave the highlights to make it seem like the light was reflecting off the muscle tissue. I basically just built up the layers and left some highlights to make it seem like the muscle tissue was actually sticking out from the face, and it's kind of gross, but that's the way the Colossal Titan is. He has lots of exposed tissue surrounded by the bone, and leaving the highlights made the muscle tissue seem like it was actually like protruding from the face, and I think that's a really cool effect and I was really pleased with that. I made sure to leave the highlights for that reason and I think it works very well. And then for his eyes I added a bit of cadmium red, and I used the powder pink for the whites of his eyes, along with a Uni-ball Signo broad pigment ink white pen to add the opaque white highlight in his eye. I think that helps to make the eyes seem more realistic and it helps to make them stand out. And in this case I made sure the Titan was actually looking directly at the viewer. And with the blue sky background that I added, it makes it seem like you're one of the cadets kind of flying past the Colossal Titan as it's looking at you, and I think that's awesome. Once I'd completed the colouring with the Copic Markers, I decided to add some extra details and shading with the black and white Prismacolor pencils. These work really well, and I think they're a really nice way to add some extra details over the top. Especially the black pencil seemed to add some extra depth around the eyes and made the highlights stand out much more. Adding some extra shading around the muscle tissue and some extra shading around the edges of the face. All in all, adding details like this just helps to make the face stand out a lot more. So I'd highly recommend using Prismacolor pencils with your Copic markers. Overall, I'm really pleased with how this drawing turned out. I wasn't really sure how I was going to create the muscle tissue, but in the end it seemed to work quite well with all the added highlights, and it was definitely a different kind of drawing. So hopefully I'll work on some more Attack on Titan fan art, and I'd definitely be up for working on some more, so if you want to see that then please leave suggestions in the comments below. And if you want to see any kind of drawing then feel free to leave your suggestions in the comments and I'll be sure to check them out and I'll look into them. As always, if you enjoy these kind of videos then make sure you're subscribed, and any likes, shares, favourites, that kind of support is hugely appreciated and it really means a lot to me. If you want to contact me via Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, I have all of my links in the description box below, so you can feel free to contact me there with any feedback or suggestions. Once again, thank you so much for all the support on this channel, it really means a huge amount to me. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you all soon.